Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the C-Man, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down. As you can see, we've been chilling on the couch, which is back in the living room after I've been still working on organizing and readjusting my entire apartment. It's going to take a while because I'm a very busy human being, but at least the couch is back in the living room. I got a place to sit. The wall is different. It's the windows now. But, you know, when we're on the couch, there's only really one thing that we ever do. We're usually reacting to some stuff. And I've been on a trailer run. I mean, we've been watching mostly horror trailers, anything from Talk to Me to the last voyage of the Demeter. We've gotten some good horror trailers in. A Fast 10 trailer slipped in yesterday. We took a look at that. But now we're back on the horror train as we just took a look at the Insidious The Red Door trailer, which looks pretty dope. I'm pumped for Patrick Wilson behind the camera and back in front of the camera for that one. But now we turn our attention to a Stephen King property. I'm a big Stephen King fan. Can't say that I have read this book. The man writes so many books. But anything that he writes, I'm always here for. And I'm usually here for film and television adaptations of those things. They don't always connect. It depends on the person that's helming it. And while I'm not really familiar with anything that Rob Savage has done, I'm hoping that maybe he does connect quite well with this material, and we've got ourselves another Stephen King adaptation winner. What am I talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair? Take a seat. We are getting ready to take a look at the official trailer for 20th Century Studios, The Boogeyman. And I mean, you couldn't have like a more classic kind of horror story to tell. Like Stephen King handling The Boogeyman. Like, I want to go read this book. Maybe I'll be able to pull that off, especially if it's on like Audible or something before June 2nd. But like the idea of one of the all-time horror greats taking on an all-time horror classic, is exciting in and of itself from just a general standpoint. But then like the idea of bringing the Boogeyman to life on screen, I mean, we've seen it plenty of times. I'm not talking about Baba Yaga, the man John Wick. No. I'm talking about like the actual creepy one that like steals kids. And that's the thing that really gets me excited for this movie, because the kid that's going to be front and center is little Miss Vivian Lyra Blair, who of course played little Leia. And I know she wasn't a huge win for everybody in the world because there's a lot of toxic fandom in the Star Wars community, but I was a huge fan of Vivian Lyra Blair, man. I mean, she felt like little Leia. And to have her be the lead here, yeah, sign me up. Throw in that you also got Lisa Gay Hamilton in this bad boy. You got Chris Messina in this one, who, was just in Air, and he was phenomenal. I love Chris Messina. But then you also got David Dastmalchian, and I love anything that dude does. So, while I'm not familiar with the creators outside of like the OG who wrote the book and Stephen King, there's enough pieces, at least on the acting side, that have me excited. And like I said, from a character perspective, I mean, the Boogeyman, the Boogeyman is creepy. You know what I mean? I mean, you hear, the Boogeyman is one of those things that, like, you get that story when you're a real little kid, man, especially if you have older siblings. I didn't, but I had an uncle that loved to torture me. And I don't mean that in a bad way. My uncle is one of my favorite human beings on the planet. He's like my big brother. I love you, Uncle Bob. But he did love to torture me a little bit. And Boogeyman, things like that. Everybody's got somebody who's going to introduce you to the Boogeyman. And it's always when you're really, really little. And we got a really talented little kid at the helm for this one. So let's get on over. My headphones are already on. Trailer's now up for you guys. Let's take a look at what we're getting with the official trailer for the Boogeyman.
When there are scary things we don't understand, our minds try to fill in the blanks.
I believe Sophie Thatcher is playing her sister there.
Is to face it. So this light is going to be completely solid like it is right now. And gradually,
red lights always scare me.
Until it's totally dark. So you can see that there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay?
Oh, flashing red lights from the mind of Stephen King.
That's not so scary, is it? Just you, your sister, and me.
Is this woman not a good person? I believe Sean Levy is the producer on this.
It's not real.
Oh, I want to see this Boogeyman.
It's all just in your head.
Yeah, always all in their head. Ooh, I like that little light. Little glow light. Ah! Ah! What's there? What's that? Oh! What was that? That was a lot smaller than I anticipated it to be. Yeah, it's under my bed.
You believe me, don't you?
There's no such thing as monsters. You need to grow up.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm serious, Sawyer.
Nope. Oh, jeez.
You're both having these manifestations.
Cena! Look at him with the beard. Oh, and Dismalchian. That's a good team up.
That comes for your kids when you're not paying attention.
Now, Dismalchian would be the guy who's experienced the Boogeyman already.
Dad, you have to listen to me.
Okay. I'm listening.
Run, no! Yo, I'm so here. Stop at them red lights, man. June 2nd. Oh, man, right around the corner. I'm so here for that movie. Goodness me. Like I said, I don't really know the director here, Rob Savage. I do know the producer. I believe Sean Levy is the main producer on this one. When they say, coming from the producers of Stranger Things, that's not the Duffer Brothers on this one. I believe, if I can find producer, Sean Levy is one of the main producers here, along with Dan Levine. And yeah, I mean, like I said, Rob Savage, I'm not familiar with you, man. But now I might go take a look at that 2020 film Host that you did, because if you're in the mood for a jumpy kind of movie, this looks like it's got all the jump scares for me. And I like that, inside of a big trailer like that, and we see the Boogeyman moving around a lot, but I still don't know exactly what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? I can't tell what type of creature it is. It looks humanoid, but it looked a lot smaller than I expected when it ran under the bed like that. I like the playing with lights. Red lights, always great for stuff like this, and the idea of it clicking on and off. Obviously, in that scenario, we're going to get a jump scare somewhere where, nothing is there, and then all of a sudden, boom, something is there. But I love playing with that stuff. I like that little glow globe that Vivian Lyra Blair's character was holding. And I tell you what, who really popped for me in that trailer? Sophie Thatcher. I'm very excited to see what her and Lyra Blair do together as sisters, because that looks like a lot of fun. I love Chris Messina. Just everything that dude touches, I tend to enjoy. And the idea of someone like David Dastmalchian coming to him, or him going probably to Dastmalchian, and Dastmalchian being the guy that's had the experience with the Boogeyman that has scarred him for his whole life. That's just, it makes so much sense from a casting perspective. So seeing the two of them work together in any, amount in the movie is something to look forward to. And yeah, I mean, the jump scares look like they're going to make a jump. They were getting me all kinds of ways. Of all the trailers, that one got me the most jumpy that we've watched. And something like Talk to Me got me very squirmy kind of, but that's got me it's the Boogeyman, man, and it's coming from the brain of Stephen King. Like I said, I'm gonna have to read this book before this movie comes out, so I understand. Although it's that's the dilemma when a movie's coming out. It's do I want to read the material or not? I mean, it looks like a pretty generic, standard horror jump Boogeyman type movie, so I could probably read the book and it'd be fine, and at least we'll be able to see the differences between the two. But I tell you what, man, what Rob Savage and Sean Levy are cooking up here, I'm digging it. And like I said, I think the performances look like they're going to be really, really solid. I'm excited for more Vivian Lyra Blair. And like I said, Sophie Thatcher is really popping in this trailer. If I'm just immediately it's the little kid and the Boogeyman, the one that's coming after the little kid, it's Vivian Lyra Blair. But I think Sophie Thatcher is going to be the person we ride with that kind of carries this movie. And I'm excited. And like I said, I'm excited for that relationship and that, see what's going on with those two sisters as they kind of go through this. Because as an older brother, even though I watch all the horror movies in the world, when your little sister or your little brother or your other little sister is like, there's something in my room you do, the classic, like, monster sweep. Nothing under the bed, nothing in the, it's fine, like, just chill. And you hear it enough times, and it's like, there's no such thing as the boogeyman. But there is inside of this movie, and it looks like a lot of fun for me. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to turn it over to you. I want to know what you're thinking. How big of a Stephen King fan are you? How big of a horror fan are you? What experiences do you have with the boogeyman? Well, I never had any physical experiences. You know that when you're a kid, it's late at night, you wake up, maybe you gotta go to the bathroom, maybe you need a little drink, and then there's noise under the bed or in the closet. I had a very creaky house. My parents' house is quite creaky, makes all sorts of noises. So you know what it's like when you're a kid. You're presented with the idea of the boogeyman, and that terrifies you for a while. So what kind of boogeyman stories do you got? Did anybody ever try to jump out and do a physical thing with you and the boogeyman? How excited are you for this boogeyman? I want to see what this thing looks like, man. It's gray, and it's leathery, and it's gross and creepy looking, and I'm here for it. And I want to know more, but I want to know what you're thinking. So put all your thoughts, man, good, bad, indifferent, on the official trailer for the boogeyman down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime we're talking movies, TV, trailer reactions. June 2nd, you want to find out if I read the book or listened to the book, if I've seen the movie, what my thoughts are, anything in the world of movies, trailers, TV shows, you just want to show a little love support. You haven't? Well, hey, come join C-Maniac Nation. It's how you can do all those things simply by jumping over there, hitting the subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace. Oh, you guys are still here. You snuck up on me. You must be looking for more of this guy. Well, I got two video options for you, man. Right up here and right over here. And if you want all those C-Man goodies, well, hey, come join the squad right on over there, and I'll catch you on the next one.